Alright guys, welcome back to war number 10 as I continue to struggle my way through these paths in this high tier alliance war. So it's not my worst war, but probably one of my worst fights of the season and learning experience. So we will get to both of those. Very annoying. I do spend a lot of time setting up my paths, checking in with other guys, trying to figure stuff out, and some things just don't go the way they're planned, and sometimes you forget about an interaction because you never have to deal with a certain scenario before, and that's when that scenario comes into play. So the first fight is going to be a rare one. We never have really anyone on this node. I think it's like node 8 in Path 8. We've got this Absorbing Man here. We're going to play it with Scorpion. We want to get those special 2s on so we can mitigate his healing. We also want to make sure that we heavy counter those specials at least every 20 seconds to remove the his form, or at least get the special 2 up again like we're going to do right now and mitigate the healing. And we're actually going to heal back from whatever healing he's trying to get. We're going to steal it instead, and we will finish this fight very comfortably with a full yellow bar. So very happy with Scorpion against Absorbing Man here. Next up on the same path, we've got a Mysterio. We are going to take this one with Viv just because we're poison immune, and we've got some decent power control as a global attacker. And I don't think there's anything too crazy other than the fact that it's a 7-star Mysterio. So I'm just going to go ahead, phase through it, throw on some energy vulnerabilities as well. Try and get to the special 2 if I can, and then drop some special 1s. So he threw his special 1 there, so obviously we want to... I did have an invul boost from the previous fight on, and of course I take a hit. We go for the special 2. Still need a little bit more practice on the timing of those solar bursts. That would really improve the damage output that I can get with Viv. But that's fine. Again, a special 1, so that means we have to wait out that purple timer there on Mysterio. We go ahead, get the nice little phase into it, and throw off a special 1. Does take off a huge chunk of damage there. And again, just got to back off, go in for another. And we're down to like 25% here for him. Not too bad. Don't get clipped by those rogue heavies. Mysterio loves to throw those heavies. Another special 1, so we're just going to back off, wait for that purple timer again to disappear, and then we can just go back in. I'm not really too concerned about this one. There, nice little intercept with the power burns. Get that energy vulnerability up as well. And we're going to go for one final special 2, and that's going to do it. Bye-bye, Mysterio. Now on to Path 9. We have a Hulkling. We just took Hulkling on the next path with the on Hazard Shift last time. But we're going to do the same thing with Absorbing Man. We're going to stay in the magma form, so we're incinerate immune, so we can just hit into him here during the incinerate phase. We're going to stay paused the majority of the time, which is going to help us keep up our magma form. We also did a power start 1, so it's easy to get back to a special 2. We're going to bait Hulkling special 2 there, and also anytime we hit into him and we push him to his invulnerability, it doesn't matter because it's going to disappear quickly because of Absorbing Man's ability. So those that makes it really easy. Normally you have to time your specials around Hulkling to make sure it hits at the right time. With Absorbing Man, it doesn't matter at all. We can just go ahead, throw that big old special 2. And goodbye, Hulkling. So Absorbing Man putting in the work. Next, we've got a Spider-Man Supreme. We just took this one on the Conflictor Hazard Shift last time with the Shock Bleed one. This one's Incinerate and Poison. We can also do this one with Cassie. And we just have to be aware that, again, he's going to get that invulnerability boost or invulnerability buff every time you get to 1 bar of power. So if you stay over a bar of power, it's not too bad. There in the poison phase, we can go ahead and attack into him, throw that taunt on, get the power sting damage when he throws those special ones. And we have no buffs, so I'm not worried about that. And that's what I was really focused on here, especially because I just took him on 26. No buffs, no problem. And that's, again, hit into his block during the Incinerate phase, and then I can shrink down and go for some hits during the Poison phase. Get some Power Stings on, get the Taunt on, get him throwing those specials. Again, I'm going to back off during the Incinerate phase, even though I have the Taunt on, and when the Taunt is on, if I get an Incinerate on me because of Cassie's abilities, I would be taking very little damage from it. I just don't want to risk it. So because I've been screwed over a few times trying to do that this season after timing out early on, and then I screwed up against a Mojo trying to do that. So this time we are just playing it safe and slow, but we're gonna get the solo. And that's what the plan is here. I just want to make sure that I get it done. I probably could have played a bit better. I could have got it done faster, but I just want to get it out of the way. And there goes Spider-Man Supreme. Now, next up is a Longshot. Now, I did not think, no one was mentioning that I should have had a Wags pre-fight, like a House of X pre-fight on here with a guidance boost. Then I could have parried Longshot. The reason you'd want to parry Longshot is if you hit him while he's parried, he doesn't get those good karmas. And the problem is I was focused on, well, if he throws a special 2, it's not so bad because I don't have any buffs. If he has no buffs to nullify, I'm not going to take that Incinerate damage. But normally I'm able to parry him, and it's not such a big deal. But because I can't parry him, he keeps getting those good karmas when he throws those heavies. And when I accidentally push him to 2 bars of power, he's going to throw a special 2. Initially, I'm going to feel like it's not the end of the world. I can just continue going. It's going to be a slow fight. I can't really rely on debuffs too much on this one because of Conflictor. So he throws it. Again, he's throwing special 1s at this point. It's working out okay. Hit into his block during the bleed phase, and then I can go ahead and grab some openings during the shock phase. But I go here and I do a full combo with a light, and it gives him a poison, pushes him to 2 bars. And when he throws it, I get that initial Incinerate. I don't feel so bad. But then he's gonna all his good karmas are gonna disappear in 3, 2, 1. Goodbye, I'm dead. And I didn't realize that even though I have no buffs, when you're not parrying and hitting him, then when those good karmas disappear, when he has that after a special 2, you are basically instantly dead if you don't have an Incinerate immune champion. I decide that my best bet is to go in with Viv Vision, because I can put some passive debuffs on. I can do some phasing to get around Conflictor to get some openings. Of course, I get clipped right away. That's amazing. And now I have to make sure I just don't put any debuffs on him whatsoever. I felt like Cassie was going to put too many on where you could accidentally put a poison on. You can't. The heavy attacks are going to put on the the taunt, the special 1 does the taunt, the special 2, any of the power stings isn't going to work. So here we're just going to try and see if Longshot will play nice and throw specials. So there he goes. He throws that special 1. I've got my 2 bars of power. He throws another special 1 there. Also, luckily, the crumbling armor only takes away 1 armor at a time, and I'm nullify immune. So here we go for our nice big special 2. We get a little bit better on the solar burst that time. Again, trying to keep him away from that special 2, and now he's under a bar of power, so we have an unblockable special 1. We get to we throw 1, and we're going to try and see if he will throw his special again. And again, when he's below a bar of power, it's an unblockable special, but he throws that heavy in the corner. We're just going to YOLO, go for it, throw the special, and he's done. So I was just very happy to get out of that with just the 1 death. Very frustrating. Next up is Galan. We're going to go with Rintrah. And again, on the previous fight, it's just something that, like, every time I fought Longshot, I haven't fought him probably on like a stun immune node before where that interaction would happen. without an Incinerate immune champion, so that is a fatal flaw on that one. Rintrah absolutely crushes Galan here. We're just going to, again, spam those special 2s, keep the neutralize up. None of his buffs are going to do anything. We can withstand all of his specials. We're not going to have to deal with his harvest because he's not going to get any of his buffs, and we're going to be good to go. So similar to Wiccan, Rintrah works really well for Galan here. I didn't have my Wiccan on the main account. It is on defense, so I had to, and I have to put a shout out because I didn't have my Wiccan available. Rain Man, my buddy, he took his rank 4 Wiccan in for the null boss, and he did a phenomenal job with his first time taking down a null boss with Wiccan with the those nodes where he can be unblockable. But Wiccan worked extremely well for him for that one. So very happy about that. But here, this Rintrah fight, again, very, very straightforward. We're just going to go in and, again, keep pounding, throw those, like the ruptures on, and then to keep the neutralize up. One more big special 2. He's almost done. We're going to bait that special 2. Again, nothing to worry about, and he's down. Next is a really nice fun fight with Viv. We have to heal her back up. This is Rich Get Richer against a Storm. And the fun part is that we start with like 16 armor ups, so we definitely win the Rich Get Rich battle. And because we're power burning and getting rid of Storm's prowess buffs, it's really nice. We're going to go to a special 2. We're going to follow that back up with some special 1s. But we get so much power, we actually go back to another special 2. And yeah, it's working. It's a super fun fight with Viv. Absolutely shreds it. Gonna bait that one special, go for another special 1, and goodbye Storm. That was super easy. Next up, we got some revenge against a Mojo on Hazard Shift. We're going to take this one with Cassie. It's Hazard Shift, Shock Bleed, and One Eye Open. So we cannot parry and attack in, or else the damage is going to be reflected. But in the shock phase here, we can go ahead and hit in, get the taunt on there. We're going to go ahead and counter while the shock is up. Throw that poison on to try and keep the power stings on as much as possible. During the bleed phase, even though the taunt is up and I could take bleeds with limited damage, I just waited there. You can see I got like 16 power stings on because I actually waited for the I timed it really nicely there. Really nice power sting damage. That special 1 has so many hits from Mojo that if you time it nicely where you shrink down right as she's throwing it, then you're going to get a lot of power stings on. Here again, during the bleed phase, just kind of playing it safe. Then here, going to go ahead, shrink down, a whole bunch of misses, and again, like 14 power stings when we're done with that special 1. Again, I didn't want it. I accidentally parried, so I just waited. Again, accidental parry there. Try to hit into the block, push her back. So, like push back Mojo. And there, we're going to go ahead and take some calculated bleed damage there, just because I needed some spacing. So a few ticks is not the end of the world at this point. But we're just being a little careful there. Get the power stings back on. And again, if Mojo's nice, we can go hit into the block during that bleed phase. And again, no buffs, no problem with Mojo. She's not going to be turning. I don't have to worry about getting degened. Here, again, we get the nice, shrink down heavy into special 1. There, kind of messed that one up, but hit the end of the heavy attack there. That's fine. And one more, if Mojo throws another special, we can just attack in even with the bleeds there, and we'll take it out. So, very nice fight with Cassie. And then we have Absorbing Man against Void, also Hazard Shift, Shock, Bleed. And we're just going to stay in our Uru form the entire time. In the Uru form, we're going to be Shock and Bleed immune the whole time. So, and then at the same time, we just have to keep track of Void's Void's timer that and keep track of our combo meter. So he's about to get the intimidating debuff. We throw the special one, puts us to 20 hits, and we get rid of it there nicely. Also, I can throw medium light mediums to get some healing if I need to. And I also remember at a certain point he's getting those armor up, so my damage is going to start to feel like it's not doing anything. Like the first half of the fight has gone like really well, and then I have to remember that I need to start hitting into the block as well, which is kind of annoying against a Void, because you always want to keep up your hits. And there I was a little bit off on my timing, so I'm only at 45. I need to do another 5-hit combo there, and I only do a 4. Because it pushes him to 2 bars of power. There, I finally get rid of that intimidating debuff. And then I realize, okay, I got to hit into the block a few times, remove some of those armor ups, and then I can go back in and keep spamming those special ones to keep the Uru form up. One more combo should do it. So again, go in after that special one, and goodbye Void. Last was a fight I was not excited about, QuickSilver here, because you can't parry. It also has what you can parry at the very beginning and throw a heavy. That's what I was told. And then I have to spam special ones. The only problem is that I made a stupid mistake that I realized during the fight and fixed it afterwards, is that I'm going to go ahead, parry, and throw a heavy. So now I have to bait heavies and attack in, and I go with the light ending combo, get the big bleed up there, and I do that a few times as I build up to a special one, but I threw it right away. And what I should have done is waited until the protection was back up and thrown the special one. If I had done that, I think I get out of this fight without a problem. But instead, I'm in a very awkward scenario now where the protection is on, but I'm not able to I'm not in a position to get any like good damage in, because he's got too much power. He's not throwing it. He throws that special 2, and I try to counter, and I get parried. And that's probably the downfall of everything. I lose my invulnerability boost there. And yeah, it's just pretty much downhill from here. I try to get back into the groove of throwing those special ones, get the protection down, bait a heavy attack but get clipped by it, and then he's going to get to 2 bars of power, and I'm just going to get absolutely wrecked. I thought I was ready to block that one. Turns out I wasn't, and this fight is essentially over. I'm into my second life, and I'm very much screwed. I thought I had the time. I don't know what happened there. Bad timing there, and then this fight just feels like it went to shit. Like there's no sugarcoating it on this one. This one was just awful. I could not get my bearings about me, and I felt like I was doing nothing at this point. He was just getting more willpower from the disorients I was putting on and nothing from the bleeds. And I honestly took a break, and I wasn't even sure what I was going to do here because I'm already in the second life. So I heal back up, and I'm like, okay, let's do this again. But this time we are going to go ahead, throw the heavy at the beginning. And now I'm just going to go ahead, try and bait his heavy and counter, or a full combo there. And we're just going to counter with a light ending combo. We've got the Fury up, so we're hitting pretty hard. And again, this time I don't throw the special one right away. I wait here till I can get a combo, get the protection up, then throw the special one. And now I feel like we're back on track in terms of where I was supposed to be the first time. Of course, hit by another heavy, and we're going to go ahead, one more combo into special one, and that's going to finish it. So, learning, like, I didn't have a good guide to go off of that one. Very frustrated, but that's the end of the war for this one, guys. I hope you learned from my mistakes. See you in the next one, guys. Bye-bye.